Click the go button.
I heard the beep. And I think we are live. Yes, we are. Yes, indeed.
Oh, that's great. It's kind of brilliant.
Yep.
We were
It's alive.
testing all the things in production, as we do right before the show. We made slight amount of progress. We realized that something's wrong with Pedro's computer.
Well, for some reason, Wire just ignores the Perl script of magic that we have kicking around. Well, Venn had kicking around. And it keeps auto-adjusting, which is annoying. Very annoying.
Go. Yeah, it's a thing. We've got to figure out what's going on.
Yes, you can, Rohit.
Definitely got to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because this multi-kludge solution that we're running on is not sustainable. Period.
Nope. Okay. That's that. Hair. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's just get to the right place in the notes just to be safe.
Why don't you get to the wrong place in the notes?
That makes it even more kludgy than usual.
Oh, yeah, but it'd be kind of fun. Be a little entertaining.
Or just confusing. And everyone would be shouting, "What are you talking about?" Well, more than usual, again.
This is also true. Guess we can take the even balance out. Boop.
Boop.
Man, you've had some experience with Amazon, right?
Yeah. Good experiences as far as I'm concerned.
They're doing the same thing to me again, man. Preparing for shipment.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, even if you pick, like, the regular free shipping, which is 3 to 5 business days here, they only ship on the day previous. I don't know why.
I just did this with my whatever 2-day Prime shipping, and it's just sitting there preparing for shipment. I know what I probably did, which I got to start paying attention to because I've been ordering a bunch of mishmash stuff. Normally it's just like one thing, right?
Yeah.
But I've been ordering gang loads of stuff. I guarantee you there's a little checkbox down there. It's like group everything into one.
There is a checkbox like that.
Yeah.
They say it's group everything into the minimal amount of deliveries, shipments, I don't know, something like that. Okay. Let's just give a quick run through these just to make sure the links are all working. Oh, Red Hat, that's a very responsive design, even if a bit slow. Same goes for Fedora. Uh-huh. 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 Okay.
Oh, no. I'm just hoping everything gets here by Friday.
Let's see.
It can get here Saturday. I'll be cross. I'll be genuinely cross, but I'll be okay. I'm just saying to be really nice. This is just audio cablery. This will be wave 2 that I've blown up my credit card with. But I think I don't want to say 100% because of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think this would get us to where we'll be happy. We'll be good.
All right. Actually, the last thing I ordered on Amazon was a surprise gift for Nori. Well, I felt a bit guilty because I've been ordering a bunch of shit for myself.
Well, you've been going to work
So
every
I
day
figured-
too, though. So, I mean, there
I
is
figured, you
that.
know what? Let's get her a little something.
It's a new iron.
No. It's actually a pair of gloves for carpal tunnel. They keep your fingers free, but they sort of keep your hand in a correct position so you don't
Pedro
strain the
doesn't
carpal
think
tunnel.
I know what drawing gloves are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is she, left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed, but it's a pair. It's got both.
Oh, that's no fun. Just get her a left-handed one. You see, the one thing I listen, something people might have learned about me in the last 5 years, I'm pretty damn cheap. But when it comes to white elephant gifts, I just go into my black budget, man. Cost is not an issue here.
Oh, the new vape thingy. Also ordered that. It's coming at the same time, I hope.
Have no idea what he got. None. Didn't even mention it to
Well,
me.
you told me not to tell you, so you could make fun of me when I did get it. So.
Yeah, and you know, then again, I was kind of under the assumption that you would not follow, and you'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, maybe, just maybe, I should like." Well,
No, it came very highly recommended, and Tony at work, he's been using one of those for a while, and it's very similar to this, except it doesn't come with the proprietary capsule bullshit. So, yeah, it's got a bigger tank too, full 2 milliliters, and yeah, Poundland sells the 18 milligram nicotine vape e-liquid for £1. So yeah, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than these capsules.
but it's not rebuildable, so you got to buy coils, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but coils are literally £1. A pack of 2 coils for £1.
Do you know how long a coil should last you?
A couple of months.
For the entire life
Like-
of the device.
Yeah. Tony said his have been going on for 5 months and he still didn't need to replace them.
Oh, he should replace. Oh, the prepackaged ones you should absolutely replace regularly. That's what they're built for. A regular coil, you can pull your cotton out, dry burn it, clean it. You'll learn these things. Trust me. You'll learn.
Yeah. That's not one of the full-on adjustable ones. It's just very similar to this one. It's just got a bigger tank and higher resistance, bigger battery. It's just better.
Do some last minute audio check stuff here. USB sound device.
Check all the audios.
That's good. That's good. The mixer just shows up.
Yes, you can, Linux New. Yes, you can. I did crave the nicotine very, very much. So this helps a lot.
That's how we computed back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
In 4x3.
4x3 wasn't terrible. I just it just needed bigger screens. Like go full on 4x3 like the original Pixel Chromebook did.
No Linux Nero. Pedro couldn't figure out how to make wire work.
It worked. It was just auto adjusting, which is annoying. Yeah, we're hanging on the wire because for some reason it did not respect the Perl script.
All right, I think I'm about set up and ready.
Oh, yeah. Of course, Arch already has a new Foxfire.
So does the PPA that releases it, Pedro. Fuck off, seriously. You get, it's like you're trying to play the victim card. You're like, oh, it's not out. Yes, it is, Pedro. You know how to enable it. Shut the hell up.
Well, they did say it was coming to the 1604 LTS repo, so I figured, you know what, I'll wait a little bit.
See, you running an LTS is kind of pointless because your LTS box doesn't work.
It works. It was just a wire that was throwing a hissy fit.
We run into some issues with your box. Like, I don't know, Rain
Yeah.
wouldn't install.
Yeah, but that was because I still had the config files from the old version laying about. I had to get rid of those.
That's another reason. You need to clean your cruft up, kids. Sometimes it's good to go scorched earth.
Yeah, I will. I wanted to wait till 1804. I don't know if I'll be able to last till then. But yeah, no, it does need a proper ground up rebuild. There's just so much crap I've set up over the years.
Key word. Crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I would scorched earth on this one, man, when I stuck it together.
Yeah, I thought, you know, if the YOLO rate doesn't survive the Ryzen upgrade, I'll do it. I got all the backups. All I need to do is rebuild the YOLO raid. That's it. But it survived. Everything was working.
And also remember that our audio is coming through Discord, so keep your head in one spot.
Yes, yes. I realized that the moment my head slightly moved away from the microphone.
I'll tell you an easy way to fix that.
Mm.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
It's an ancient Cantonese secret.
Alright.
It is. Take a straight pin, and you stick it through the back of the pop filter. It'll keep you the exact distance you need to be away from it.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll learn. You'll learn. Listen, I mean, it's how you teach kids not to put, like, metal objects into light sockets by painting bunny rabbits over the outlets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's life lessons, man.
Let's see. Right around here, you know, the hang 10 thing. No, that's way too far down.
Gotta learn how to work it, man. You gotta do that chicken neck. You're always on TDC, man. Top dead center.
Usually I guide myself by the LED on the AT2020. If I can keep it at the bottom left quadrant of my vision, I'm usually at the right spot. Usually.
It's either that or I'm buying you a pink gaming headset with bunny ears.
If it's got a decent enough microphone, sure. Or at least it gives you, it lets you actually jack up the sound all the way to 100 without without distorting a little bit, because these do. How to be a hacker in 6 steps.
Well,
I guess I gotta mouse over that. Don't have the face mask? Oh. LED lights, okay. Laptop? Yeah, stickers. Yeah. I just have the one big sticker at the back of my laptop.
or I mean, you could just install Arch and tell everyone about it.
That doesn't make you a hacker, that just makes you annoying.
Yeah, you know, I really didn't like Justice League that much, but I run Arch, and that's oh man, the Justice League's gonna be rough. They put the reviews under embargo until the day of. Like even the Rotten Tomato fresh thing, they locked down. They're like, no, it's gonna be a hot mess.
Yeah. The moment a big publisher starts doing that to whatever medium, be it a movie or a video game or even music, you know that it's not going to be good. And if for some reason, it does turn out to be okay, then the very next one is going to be terrible.
I forget I had a built-in compressor on this thing. I can squish your voice up.
Squish, squish, squish. Shots fired. I was at this wedding the other day, then I installed Arch.
Well, I mean, normally the right way to start it out is like, I run Arch, but I really loved my grandfather, and speaking here at his funeral today.
You should all install Arch. Oh no, that's great. Sometimes I'll be fighting with something on the laptop at work, and Dave will go, "Why are you running Linux? Run Windows instead." And then someone walks in with some weird Windows issue. You were saying?
What? Hey, listen, man. I don't care if it's Windows, Arch, BSD, Haiku, Temple OS, man. There are superior idiots out there. There are weapons grade levels of stupidity.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have a couple of people at the office that just don't know how to computer.
We'll be talking about that in today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to provide you with a life hack if you're actually doing help desk stuff. Save you a ton of time. Guaranteed.
And even though we go out of our way to, set up a bunch of desktop shortcuts, this is where this goes, this is where that goes, this is what you need to run if you want to do this. Every now and again, one of those shortcuts will mysteriously disappear. What did you do? I didn't do anything. Where's the shortcut that I put there? It disappeared. Did you click delete by any chance? No. Go to the recycle bin. There it is.
You know, listen, sometimes it comes down to the simple fact of you just let them run in, like, a virtual box. That's it. They don't know. Wipe it and refresh it every day.
But the desktops that they have, those Dell pre-builds, they're bad. They're really bad. In the time that it takes for me to hit Control-Alt-Delete to show the login window, I can open up my my laptop, hit the power button, wait for it to boot, log in, get to the desktop, fire a Thunderbird, and when I look up at the screen, I see the login box pop up. It's so slow.
All right. I am almost done my delicious cup of tea.
I need to buy more Earl Grey because that's what I've been doing every morning. Wake up, stumble onto the kitchen, put the kettle on, go to the bathroom, come back, pour the kettle on some Earl Grey, done.
So you're you're at 100% flat on your output, right?
Yeah.
Take just the edge off. Give me about 95 on that.
Okay. Pavu control, recording, coming down. This is 95%. 95% at minus 1.32 decibels.
He says that like he knows what it means. It's cute. That's why I love him.
It's a unit of measurement. I used to know what that meant back when we were... Let's see. It was one of the advanced physics courses in university. One of them. I had like 5.
I will say
most
this,
of
ladies
that.
and gentlemen. One thing I picked up and ordered for your sake is a silent mouse. A quiet gerbil. Just talking about noise floors. I guess because I started with a blank space and it's purpose built.
Mm-hmm.
The loudest thing down here. It is genuinely driving me insane. And
one of the things I really enjoyed when I got this, it's not a mouse pad, it's a desk pad. Put the keyboard on it, started typing. Wow, that sounds muffled. Oh, neat.
it's the loudest thing down here, but it's also showing up on the show. Mm-hmm. Even when processing it out, and it's getting on my nerves when I'm editing. I'm like, yeah, people don't want to hear that shit. It's an $18 gerbil, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not exactly. Oh, look, Pedro just found out I have manual mute switches on the fucking mixer. Click. Where's your flying spaghetti monster now, bitch?
I stopped.
That was the only, probably the only like little hit of dopamine or like the good feeling I got all throughout Saturday night. I was ready to go, like punch myself in a mirror after we got done with the show because everything was going wrong. Mm-hmm. But it was a learning experience. It had to be done. Mm-hmm. Was what I was trying to get a clap test, and you and Jordan were just. I was like, wait a minute, click, just kill you, gone. No dials, no knobs, just boop, hit a button. And it's just as easy to. I can knock out 4 of you guys one time. Oh man, I'm so gonna order that ridiculous sweater. Okay, I still have Steam open, so let's get that closed.
Yeah, my
I can legitimately
Steam
say, ladies and gentlemen, I
downloads.
have Steam open at work, but it is for work, so.
My Steam downloads are now down to B. I have finished all the A's. There were like 80 gigs worth of A games just for Linux on my Steam library. So that was a bit of an experience. Took a couple of days. But yeah, now I'm down to the B's. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have all the B's done. And then it's the C's.
Hoarding, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, I got 2 Western Digital Blues and a YOLO RAID, so yeah, I'm going to install all the games.
I'm going to inflict them with unnecessary wear because reasons. I'm Pedro Mateus.
Admittedly, one of them had already been put to the test. It was on the Steam box. So, WD Blue is not terrible if all you want is just storage. It's the 7200 RPM ones, and the price difference, it's like, a 1 terabyte blue is like £40. A 1 terabyte black is 70. So, yeah, no. I had bad sectors on WD Blue after 10 months of usage. You got a bad blue then. I had, let's see, the last hard drive I had a bad sector on was a Seagate drive, go figure. It was in the external hard drive enclosure, so I just popped it open, replaced it with another 500 gig 2.5-inch hard drive, boom, done. Probably need to get a 1 terabyte at some point, but 500 gigs for just the cold storage is fine. I'm really not that much of a hoarder. In non-life environments, that is.
I was about to say, if you don't have the opportunity to hoard, you're like, Toad's not a hoarder, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hitachi's... Unless you go for the enterprise grade Hitachi hard drives, just don't bother.
Alright, I think that's about as dialed in. I'm gonna go get a drink.
Yes.
It will be glorious.
Indeed.
Not really. I remember to make some lemonade and not put it in the ice box. Because that just makes you colder.
In here, it's not too bad. Outside, it's stupid cold. And raining.
Oh, I've been burning the cash, man. It's like, it just got to the point. You wake up and it's 2. And you're like, F it. Light this bitch up.
Oh no, I wake up and it's -1.
See, I don't have a problem if it gets bitter cold and stays bitter cold, but it can't do that.
No.
All right. Give me 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Free Jack, I'm not as big a hoarder as you are. So, my cold storage, basically, all I keep there are my GOG games, for a rainy day. All the GOG games I have, I downloaded them, and I keep them there. I started downloading all my Humble games and keeping them there too, and then I realized, no, this is not going to be enough, so I stopped. And now that they've been bought by IGN, I'm pretty sure it's not going to go anywhere for a while. Because say what you will about IGN, they have been consistent over the past couple of years, so, yeah. Yeah, no, I think I have like 20 gigs of MP3s. Mostly CDs I had and my parents had that I just ripped and I keep. But yeah, no, it's like 20 gigs. Yeah, it's barely anything. Video, I don't see the point. Because, well, streaming is a thing. And even if I do have to download some video, I'll watch it and I'll delete it. NCIS. I think it's NCIS Los Angeles that has a Portuguese actress. Daniela Hua. She's Portuguese. That is very odd, Katana Steel. Very odd indeed. When I set up the YOLO raid with the Western Digital Blues, I just went to Steam, set the library folder, just created a new library folder on the new YOLO raid, and boom, it was working. All I had to do was kill Steam, move all the games, start it back up, done. And fun fact, if you're keeping score, moving 220 gigabytes of Steam games.
Holy hell, you're still talking about hard drives.
Yes. Moving those 220 gigabytes from a SSD YOLO RAID to a hard drive YOLO RAID takes about 40 minutes. So, it's got a decent average speed right there.
What, are we just not feeling it? Okay, it's just being a dick. Alright, got it.
Okay, let's put this to charge.
Second cousin.
Teeny tiny battery, it's like 650 milliamps.
15,300.
You do realize you could power a tablet, a phone,
Easy.
a laptop.
Easy.
Admittedly, it would be a tiny battery for a laptop. You'd get at most like 2 or 3 hours out of it. But it's still the thing.
Oh, Hippie Jake, so close to a Unishark. So close.
Yeah. One thing I've been noticing with that scavenged HP Elite book that I got off eBay, the battery is still pretty goddamn good. It goes on for easily 9 hours, 10 hours without needing a charge. Running all the time. It's like, that's pretty good. On I think it's a 42 or 4800 milliamp battery, I think. Then again, I learned a couple of tricks from Tuxedo, so I may or may not have applied them.
All right. In Strider, I finally stopped the Steam controller for killing all the damn downstairs Wi-Fi down here.
Wi-Fi Direct for the win.
I'm embarrassed. It wasn't a. I think it had happened maybe 3 times. It's like, what the hell? And I finally put 2 and 13 together, and I was like, what's this thing really run off? Oh, okay. I guess we need to switch everything to 5 gigahertz down here. All right, let's do this. All right. Let's do that. Get a backup going. The show's so entertaining, they resort to playing tic-tac-toe. I guess I'm starting.
I'll start this week.
You're starting?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm starting.
In 3, 2...
USB is the big baddie of the week.
Samsung demos decks.
The kernel counts to 4.14.
And Fedora, it's the pipe. It's another great day for Linux, everyone. Let's go. 3, 2... And welcome back to Linux Weekly Dailies Wednesday. I almost janked that up right out of the box. This is going to be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen, where we're just going to sit back, relax, and talk about some of the cool things, man. Some of the things me and P Baby here that we ran across during the week that might be kind of fun to play with. So, what do you think we got going on this week, man?
I think for once we don't have any Microsoft, direct Microsoft-related stories, which I think is an improvement.
Pretty good. Yeah, you been up to anything fun?
Yeah.
Anything going on?
I got the 2 terabyte YOLO RAID running on this box.
Mm-hmm.
That's so easy nowadays. And now, just to put it to the test, I'm going to install all my Steam for Linux games on it, just because I can.
That could be wild, man. Not much to report over here, just playing around, having fun. Tracking down Wi-Fi bugs in this Faraday cage of a house that I have. It's always fun. Let's just jump right into this because earlier this week, USB issues have been known in Linux for a long time. There's not really been addressed. And is it Catalan? Man, I'm going to butcher that name.
Let's see. Andrei Konovalov. But yeah, the person who wrote the article is Catalin Simpanu. Let's go with that. Pretty sure I butchered person's name, but it's good enough for government work. But yeah, there are a lot of issues with the USB drivers for Linux, and according to a certain specific Google engineer, Andrei I said it earlier. Konovalov.
You see, here's the trick, man. Okay. You admit defeat out of the gate. That way, you don't have to worry about it.
I want to try, at least. But yeah, he is rather infamous in the exploit community because he can find just about every exploit in just about everything you put in front of him. So he discovered 14 vulnerabilities that he's reported in the Linux kernel USB subsystem. And on top of that, he also found a total of 79 flaws with the drivers. Now, most of those flaws aren't exactly exploits by, any definition, but they can still cause issues. Now, if you're already going insane and saying, oh no, what do I do now? Well, it still requires physical access to your machine, so assuming you don't let strangers plug strange things into your, there's a car alarm going off in the background. Neat. If you don't let strangers plug in random USB flash drives into your box, you should be fine, I think.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, not all of the 79 vulnerabilities have been reported, let alone patched, but we will talk about that a bit later with the latest kernel. And, not booga us, I'll try to pull out all the UBS drives. No, I mean, most of them are just like very simple, denial of service bugs that can, freeze the box, maybe restart the OS, nothing to get terrified about. There's a real simple way to fix a lot of this, Pedro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's a magic trick I learned a long time ago with people who like plugging USB. In fact, there might be an entire department at the University of Georgia that has undergone my, I warned you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called hot glue.
Just fill all the USB ports with hot glue.
Life hack, man. It just gets to a point. Some people are not trainable, and
but yeah, most of the articles that you've seen going on this week have been kicking up of us. Oh, Linux is stupidly vulnerable to USB hacking. You know what other operating system is very vulnerable to having someone getting physical access to your machine?
Minix. It's
all of them.
No, Minix, man. Minix
Literally
is rubbish.
all of them.
Don't run Minix, especially on your CPU. No, man.
Well, Intel needs a bit of a memo.
Nearly every Intel CPU since Skylake found vulnerable to USB, and it was like, Then guy walks out on the Twitters. He's like, Maxim boom, just dumps it. He was like, yeah.
JTAG access over USB. Well, crap.
Game over, man. Game over. Just set everything on fire. And, oh, man. This was kind of fun to watch, but I'm going to be 100% honest with you, man. It's kind of a little bit over my pay grade. It's like, okay, I get that this could be bad for Intel if there's some shady business in there. I think it's good for the consumer because you kind of want to know what's running inside something that you own, right?
Yeah. And let's face it, this is an OS that you have zero access to. It was designed so only Intel could have access to it, or anyone with enough of a know-how to get access to it. But now that this particular JTAG exploit is out there, I am genuinely curious to see what kind of tomfoolery can be achieved. You know, the moment the internet at large gets a hold of the actual exploit on how to get access to everything, what exactly will people be doing on their Intel CPUs? I am genuinely curious to see what will happen.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't
Well, all right, here's the thing. Because a lot of people ran out, especially Team Red. They're like, yeah, you see, you got spyware all over your business. And so,
the PSP is a thing.
You kind of want to chill out because AMD, especially the Ryzens, have similar terrifying things living in it and many other architectures. But what if we go through all this? Everyone digs around through it, and there's nothing shady in there. Then we've wasted all this energy getting outraged. But what if there is?
Yeah, but there are many shades of shady. That sounded better in my head. But yeah, it's I'm not saying that there's not some egregious stuff in there, because I'm guessing Intel was arrogant enough to the point where they assumed that no one would ever see this before it ever became an issue. So there's probably going to be some stuff in there that Intel did not want you to see, and they probably give certain people access to certain areas of your PC that you really don't want. But it's probably not going to be malicious with intent. Malicious by negligence, sure, but not with intent.
Interesting nonetheless, and it'll be fun to see what comes of it. Something we were playing around with before the show is our favorite new technology, Electron, and guess what? It's cancer. You wouldn't want to spread cancer, would you? I don't know, man. I've kind of always wanted a Nintendo Power Glove that shot cancer. Or bees. Yeah, I'm not picky.
Oh, no. Go back to that GIF. Just look at it. They're beating a dead horse. It's what we do. Yes, we're speaking ill of Electron all over again because we've never done that before.
Hey, man, you can't pass up a chance. This is a Medium post. It's just written out. And unfortunately, yes, a lot of these are the same things over and over. You got performance. It's a memory hog. Why am I launching effectively a web browser to launch a text editor? But why do people do it? They do right. Hey, too long didn't read. Electron is easy. It's right there. I like this. Someone actually said that Electron is so great. We did not have to hire new people. We can just use your web designers that we already have in house, and it's so easy.
You know, I'm actually surprised because Electron it's a recent thing, and there's a bunch of people putting out their apps over Electron, and I'm kind of surprised because Chrome already did something like this. If you take one of your bookmarks and you drag it onto the apps drawer that Chrome has in the left corner of the bookmarks bar, if you just drag a bookmark to there, you can right click, start as a window, and there you go. You can make your own Electron apps. So why is it only a thing now? Why weren't people just pushing those quote-unquote Electron apps before to the Chrome store? Well, they were already doing it on the Play Store because Android WebView. Yeah.
I don't know. Not a whole lot to say about that. This will be in the show notes along with everything. It's nothing new. And I completely agree with it. And I don't like companies like, see, okay, let me tell you what I really don't like about it is when we look at, we were playing with Wire, Electron app. Okay. So the first thing you notice when you're dealing with the audio syncs and Wire, like all Electron apps, like Skype also, all your audio syncs say Chromium browser.
Yep.
That gets a little complicated. Then we get things like Discord. They're running that, and
Which did it right.
they did it right, but for a glorified chat program, it's also sitting well over 280 megs of memory.
Yeah, but then again, I will defend Electron when it comes to the shining example of Electron apps because they let you control auto gain control. Again, that sounded better in my head. They also let you control echo cancellation, and you can set the threshold of when your microphone picks up on your voice. You can do a lot of advanced stuff that you can't do in the typical Electron apps. And that's the problem, because most Electron apps are so easy to use that most developers, quote unquote, just don't give a damn. They just don't care what you may want to do with your hardware, that you may want to do with their application. They don't it doesn't even cross their heads. So yeah, Electron is kind of like Unity. It's kind of like the virtual programming Eon. It's got one thing going for it and one thing only, and that is very slowly dissipating.
Well,
Yeah.
It doesn't need to become a thing. It's going to become a thing. It's also just a massive resource hog. It is, not...
You're running Chromium.
That's the thing, and you're running a lot of them. But if you got a netbook, okay, both of us are on Ryzen boxes. It's not that big a deal. It doesn't bother us. Yeah, you can. I'm a huge fan of overkill, but not that type of overkill. It is bad. So something we talked about a couple of weeks back was something that's been kind of, it's been shown off, but it's never really came to a, would you say functional? Well, not functional, usable. They've not made something anyone really wants.
Yeah, well, let's just get into it. This is the DeX demo that Samsung made of running Linux off of one of their phones. And yeah, it is absolutely the unicorn of unified or convergent systems, which is you have the one device, and I'm totally behind this, by the way. I love the idea of having, you have your phone, you're going about your day, you have your phone with you, and when you get home, you put that phone in a dock, you got an external GPU connector plugged into it, you got a couple of monitors plugged into that, you got a mouse and a keyboard, and you have your PC. You have everything you need in your pocket the whole day. And that is awesome. That is something I really, really want. But this still isn't it. Exactly. Because DeX, yes, it's great. It's a dock. You can plug it in. It'll give you an external monitor, but it still doesn't give you an external GPU, and you're still running two different operating systems in your phone, which that's just not going to work when you're working off of an ARM CPU. Not to piss all over ARM. They make very good CPUs. They make them...
I just like that in their demo videos. Like, let's use something that the common person will be able to identify with in the speed. Let's use Eclipse. Yeah, that's what most people would...
But it's fair. It's a fair demo, and right now they are very much targeting this particular demo at the developers because they want to create an ecosystem out of this. And hey, kudos to them. If Samsung is the one that actually pulls this off, I might just have to break down and buy a Samsung phone. Yeah. But it's not there yet.
It's not there yet. I mean, it's there the way that, okay, what they're trying to do, all the technology exists. It's just not stuck together properly. It's like the Vive.
Yeah.
Neat piece of kit. It can do cool stuff, but I think we still got at minimum another generation. More for me, something like this would just have to be wireless completely.
I don't mind a couple of wires. If it's just going from the dock to whatever peripherals you have connected, that's fine.
You see, I know I'm going to get some hate for that, but like, as soon as you bring in the dock, and I start having flashbacks of my Genesis with my 32X and a Sega CD and extra cords and power cords. Like, nope. Just make it all wireless. I want to live in the future. I don't want to live in the future of docks. That's the thing. That's cool. That's a fun project.
Yeah.
Long as there's no type of lock-in, I don't know about. I think for me it would be an interesting feature to have, but I couldn't ever see it replacing anything because when I'm home, I want the big burly box.
Yeah, but not for us specifically, because let's face it, we're the PC nerds of our particular communities. If you go, say, just grab a random person outside of the street after they're done yelling at you and you get to ask them a question, they will probably say that, yes, they would also love, instead of carrying around the laptop and a phone or a tablet.
Okay,
and a
well,
phone,
what do you think the average person is going to be doing
device
on those devices? You're just saying the average person, not...
Yes, just the average person, and they're going to be doing the regular Chromebook style of thing. And if they can,
So if they're doing the Chromebook kind of stuff, couldn't they just Chromecast it?
See, that requires another device.
A dongle.
Yes, another device. We're talking about, just having.
Oh,
the
you need
PC
this device,
experience.
then you need another device to plug into the monitor, then you need to plug another cable in for the mouse. Got it. Okay, way less complex
Yes.
than plugging in a Chromecast.
But after you got all of those, it's the one device that you come in from work, you drop the phone in the dock, it charges, and it gives you a full-fledged PC that you can do your Facebooks or your Google Pluses or your Twitters and your emails and everything else you want to do. I like that idea. I do.
I just don't... everything you just named off, and I would do that on tablet.
Yeah, but let's face it, tablets didn't really take off as much as some
Tablets took off
OEMs
perfectly.
like us to
People just
believe.
overestimated. And see, I got a 4-year-old, my Nexus 10. I'm not anywhere near replacing that right now because you don't need to.
I'm
That's
still
why.
happy with my Shield.
Right.
But again, this is us.
No, I'm talking about the market who bought tablets, Pedro. I mean, you're good.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, the growth didn't take off like the iPhones. It's like, because you don't burn one every 2 years. Done. End of conversation.
year.
Linux 4.14 has arrived, and Linus says it should have fewer 0 days, which is always a good thing to hear. Naturally, with most of these articles, I walked right into it. Control F, Ryzen, because we got Ryzens. They're still our new shinies. We like playing with them. I have installed this on the Tipsy Danger, our current box of business, running 1710 using mainline. I didn't see any issues with the NVIDIA binary blob. Basically worked out of the box. One small little issue I had with the Steam controller, but that was sorted. It was a weird, bizarre one that I couldn't even find on the Google, so I think it was kind of mine. What's in this new business? Memory limits. They've been increased to 128 petabytes. Virtual address space of 4 megabytes. Oh, physical
4
address.
petabytes of
Yeah.
physical RAM. Just insane.
No, that okay, you have my attention. AMD secure memory encryption support has been added. That's in there now. Heterogeneous memory management has been added for the GPUs, and there's also a lot of fixes for the recent crop of what we talked about at the top, USB vulnerabilities that have turned up, and this is going to be the first kernel to have a 6-year support cycle.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like LTS kernel. If you have a box that you need it to run consistently over a long period of time, yeah, the 414 is what you're looking at. Not yet. I would say much like everything Linux, not just yet. Give it a couple weeks, months, and then upgrade, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. Because I'm running the Zen kernel right now, 412, because of the...
Because he thinks it does something and it doesn't.
That's what it's called. No, it does. There is a noticeable responsiveness
No,
improvement.
there's not.
It feels...
It's psychosomatic.
There is... It feels a lot snappier.
Feels.
It could be purely psychological. It could be, but it does. So I will see if it helps anything when I move to 414.
All right. Off to that. To the races. Red Hat on server support. Enterprise Linux, to which everyone said, wait, I thought you were already doing that. Maybe they kind of were. Everyone's kind of doing it right now. Didn't surprise me at all, Pedro. Not in the slightest, because we have parts like the Centrique 2400 from Qualcomm coming out. The SoC server on a chip's like 64 core at 1.2 gigajoules and all that fun stuff. I was more just like, wait, I thought you guys already rolled this stuff out. But they absolutely are, and it completely makes sense in the server room, though, man.
Oh yeah.
What are they talking about? Linux 7
server,
for ARM? Absolutely. Go ahead. I'm just perusing this.
Yeah, for the server, ARM makes sense because servers do a lot of computational work over time. Sure, there may be some spurts of activity here and there that will need that extra oomph to drive them, but it's mostly endurance, and endurance needs power. And power, well, that's ARM's game, because clock per clock, Intel or x86 is still much faster than any ARM processor out there right now. But ARM, clock for clock, is the undisputed winner when it comes to power draw. We're talking like the Raspberry Pi 3, which has a quad-core ARM64 SoC in it. It uses what, 3, 4, maybe 5 watts during peak? That's pretty good. That is really, really good. And Red Hat supporting that kind of, low power consumption, high sustainability when it comes to the server room, that just makes sense because, hey, people at Red Hat, they're in the business of getting stuff done.
Well, the biggest thing you're thinking about with ARM, especially when you have access to a bunch of cores, low power, is virtualization. And
that too.
That's where they're going to be hitting. But like backtracking and recertifying everything, because you're not going to flip a switch going from x86.
No.
And we'll see. I mean, we saw the same thing when Optron, because Optron actually did pretty good in the server market. AMD did pretty good with that. A lot of people didn't realize that. And seeing ARM coming in, and I'm sure Intel's been trying to do something low powered, it seems, since I was a child. And
the atoms, they're still holding on to the atoms.
That's a good luck with it, and it's good to see. It's just such a weird moon future, man. Because you look at the ARM architecture, we've all grown up with x86, x86 64, Spark, Saber 2. But we all know, but we're going to end up ARM on some type of... Apple's going to be the first, right?
Well, Apple's already... They make their own SoCs. They
make their own SoCs, and I do believe the iPad Pro is a test market to see what they can get away with and start pushing some apps out.
Yeah.
But
because, let's face it, there's nothing else going for the iPad Pro. But yeah, no, it is ARM. They have been playing their cards right, and their entire thing is really based on that efficiency. Low power consumption and delivering as much performance as you can with that low power consumption. That's really good, especially if you need to keep that server running 24/7, 365 for a decade or more. So yeah.
We will see. So, kind of interesting to me. I'm keeping track of it. OpenShot 241 is out with two big features. Improved playback and image quality. Download now. Improved playback. That was something I've been harping on with the 2X series since it launched. Improved stability, especially for Windows. Is it really more stable?
Okay, so it still crashes as much on Linux. Gotcha.
I don't know. And new video tutorials. And new website translations. Okay, and there's a bit of a changelog down here. Here's the thing, Brad. Here's the thing. Improved image quality and playback smoothness. That's not even in the solar system of stuff that needs to be fixed. All right. No. All right, you're like orbiting Alpha Centauri on that one, man. At this point, OpenShot would have to. I use KDN Live now. I championed OpenShot.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like 4 months ago, Pedro. See, some people actually listen to other people when they talk.
Yes, and they also pay attention to your Google Plus and your tweets and your screenshots. Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, man. They'd have to do something to bring me back to OpenShot, and I'm just not seeing it. It kind of feels like a dead project. I'm not saying it is. It had its day years ago, and it just the 2x rollouts just seems kind of a mess.
Yeah, ever since he ran that Kickstarter, it was very much back in its heyday. It was the Windows Movie Maker of Linux.
Mm-hmm.
It did one thing, and it did it reasonably well.
It was simple.
Got a little bit crashy.
It had something that KDN Live doesn't have, is a simple user interface that you can teach somebody how to use in an hour. And like, okay, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to take this cat video and make it with this cat video and stars and stuff. I can get you done in 10 minutes, in and out. And it could do that. It was the Windows Movie Maker, and it's like, okay, let's work on the Windows part. It's like, Windows is good. Windows has enough. It's like
Windows has a lot.
Right. Let's not focus our efforts. But there's an update. Send up some feedback if you were still, because if I'm not using it, and I think I was one of the very last holdouts still using OpenShot, because 2.0, it's just not a usable product for what we do, which is not pro level. Because listen, you're watching the show, right? You know better than that. I'm talking about the content wise. But it just couldn't handle the workloads we were throwing at it. I mean, it choked. Couldn't do it. All right. Not only is Opera still around, it's at version 49, and you found a copy, not 49, but you had a copy floating around on your hard drive, man.
Yeah, I realized, because I saw you put this in the notes, and I'm like, oh, Opera. So I went to the Internet tab on my main menu. I have Opera installed, and it's running version 49. Oh, how awesome is that? So apparently I've had that installed for a while, and I never even bothered with it. But it is, they have a new version. They have a VR player. That means if you have a 360 video and you have a VR headset plugged in, you can do the whole 360 thing and look around. They also have a new screenshot/snapshot tools, which lets you share.
Hey man, I'm sitting back and absorbing what a browser commercial looks like in 2017.
It looks a lot like a Skype commercial. Go figure. But yeah, besides that, they also have VK Messenger, which, contrary to what the name might imply, does not have Vulkan. They claim it's an easy setup. Yeah, it just basically looked at Vivaldi and said, yeah, we need more of that. So they got a bunch of responsive design stuff going on with the browser itself, and you can just hit some toggles and do the things. They have the currency converter integrated directly into the right click. So if you select a little bit of currency, like say you're browsing Amazon UK and you're in the US and you want to see how much something costs, just right click and it will give you the currency in your whatever your locale is set to in your operating system, which is a teeny tiny thing. I realize this, but it's just neat, I guess. And they also have improved incognito mode, or private mode as they call them, and well, there's the Opera menu and some wallpapers.
So does this come across to you as features or gimmicks? Because let's just go ahead and get all this out of the way. Whatever they just showed with the clip and text, that's a waste of time. All right, that's something interns should have been working on. No one's ever going to use that Opera. I hate to break that to you. Outside of that, currency converter, You type that into the Google bar. You're done.
Yeah. Firefox does that. Chrome does that. So
The 360, well, the VR stuff is going to be interesting, but I didn't even look at it because I'm just almost going to guess that's going to be like Windows only.
probably.
Yeah. Do you know anybody who? Because there used to be just opera zealots back in the day, and
I was never an opera zealot, but I used it a lot when I had my iPhone 3G. Yes, I used to have an iPhone, ladies and gentlemen. I learned better. But that phone lasted me for a good 4 years, and Safari was slow. And this was long before Apple introduced that policy that all of the browsers must be Safari reskins. So Opera Lite was actually a very light browser, and it did everything I wanted to.
Well, that's where Opera made all of its money back in the day with feature phones. Because for web-enabled browsing, there was one browser that you could get that sucked marginally less than the others. And it was Opera, and it wasn't free most of the time. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's the thing. I say good on them. Keep it going. And, I mean, their rendering engine's Chromium-based
now. Yes, please do
right?
catch up. Yeah, it is. They changed to Blink a while back.
Dude, let's talk about catching up, because we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the quantum of foxes. Meet Firefox, Quantum, fast for good. All this business, again, in our show notes. Yeah, I tried it, put it on. You know, everyone's had access to this if you wanted to play around with the betas. My litmus test is I put it in Google Docs, and I'm like, dance, monkey, dance, when we're loading up our show notes. And it did all right. I mean, it didn't blow me away or anything, but it didn't seem nearly as chuggy as the previous version. And I got to say, good luck with Firefox getting me back. I'm not saying that with any snark, mainly because I like having at least a duopoly, and we don't necessarily have that right there. The style inspector feels a lot more like Chrome. I'm digging that. Google is back as your default search engine. The deal with Yahoo's done, so you don't have to change that setting first thing anymore. And one thing I did notice was it updated on my Android devices. Now, again, I don't have the newest Android devices in the world. I have some Nexus 7s and Nexus 10. Firefox has always run like a dog on Android. It still runs like a dog.
Oh, yeah. Then again, the beta for Android wasn't really that much faster. But I've been saying over and over again that the Firefox betas are usually faster than the actual released version when that particular beta version makes it into the final thing. Well, someone better pick up that phone because I called it. If you go to Twitter, if you go to Mozilla's Twitter, you've been seeing that there are a lot of people saying that it's not any faster. In fact, in some situations, it's slower and it's a bit more
listen,
crashy.
man, you can keep swilling your haterade all you want. That's fine. That's cool. That's what you do. It's one of your hobbies. I understand that. I don't judge. But even when they were showing speed comparisons with Firefox, Mozilla was showing that it was only faster than Chrome in like 50% of the test, and they were doing that themselves. So they're being honest. You can't say they weren't being honest. They were showing the results. They're like,
but there were ever since this version were released, there have been countless articles, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's Mozilla's fault that other people are writing articles.
No, it's when you go to the comment sections of those articles and you start reading what people say. Yes, I know, it's the comment section. You should never read those, but bear with me. There are actually some very pertinent comments in those sections, and there were a couple of people that ran some of those or tried to load some of those sites that Mozilla advertised when they claimed that Quantum was so much faster. And it wasn't really that much faster than the previous version of Firefox.
Yes, it is.
So
you can't use it. You haven't even used it, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, I haven't used it. I'm just talking out of what I read, yes.
Right. Fake news, man. I have used it. It is faster. It is noticeably faster. Again, I'm in 17.10, 14.4 kernel. short bus Ryzen 7, you can tell the difference. I mean, you can tell the difference to the point to, you can say whatever you want. Pedro actually spent almost 6 minutes talking about nothing but speculation based on no facts.
Out of what other people said, yes.
Exactly. But I can definitely tell you from having used this, and I think what's it going to cost you to try it? Nothing. Go do it. Firefox is back in the game, baby. I mean, this is the equivalent to Ryzen showing up to Intel with the Skylakes. You know, yeah, all right. Faster in some stuff, but Ryzen was able to just trounce it. You can make that analogy because it's back to being competitive with Chrome. I don't feel like I'm running something from 5 years ago anymore. And it looks slick. That's if you good. Like that, they've simplified it. So go give it a try, man. I've got it installed. You can use the testing PPAs if you don't want to wait, or you can just download it from their web zone and do it. Piece of cake. Done with it. You'll like it. So, a lot of people like to play around and they really hate themselves, but they know that through the self-hatred, it will train them for a job in the enterprise. And we call those people Fedora users.
Jordan swung, yes.
Mm-hmm. And on that note, what's new in Fedora 27, man? It's the thing. Okay, I'm just not going to lie. It's out, and I want to play with it mainly because Pipewire. I just want to see what it is. This is also going to be shipping with GNOME 3.26, LibreOffice 5.4, and GNOME boxes. Also, the GNOME Builder, meh. All right, I guess that's worth. But the box is kind of cool because Enterprise Linux, you can just let your applications access your subscriptions. You don't have to mess around and install RHEL on a guest box. So it's a nice streamlining little feature there, and that's pretty cool. I like that. Fedora Media Writer, that's making a boot disk. All right, wait. Really, guys? All right.
Welcome back to 1995, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I know. Hey, you know. All right, I'm being mean. I shouldn't do that. In all fairness, it's not the most straightforward thing to create a boot drive, little thumb drive.
You know what is straightforward? Just booting up like Clonezilla, creating an image, done.
What you should do it. I don't care if you do it with a snap or a Flatpak or an app image. Should inside of that contain the ISO and the loader, so you just double click on it and it says, where's the thumb drive?
Overwrites.
Yeah, done. So it's a lot easier than it is. That's cool to see. I don't use Fedora as my daily driver anymore. The one laptop that I know still functions, I ran Fedora forever and all the times. When it was called Fedora Core 1, I was getting all excited about my first AMD 64. And realized that none of the media codecs existed for it, so I didn't get to watch anything. And outside of Pipewire, I think Pipewire might get me to play.
Pipewire is definitely interesting, though it was a bit underwhelming to read what they actually ship with this particular version. Because, yes, if you've been watching this show for a while, you know that Pipewire is going to be that unicorn of media handling for Linux that's coming. It's going to take care of Pulse Audio. It's going to take care of GStreamer. It's going to take care of everything. But it's not there yet. Right now, all it does is it provides a screen capture and screencast recording in GNOME, and only GNOME. But they say that in future releases this will expand. So if you were expecting for something that would let you actually manage Pulse Audio in a human, sensible way, this is not it. If you were hoping for something that could outright kill GStreamer today, this is still not it. But it's a start.
Yeah, man.
It's a start.
It's progress. It has my attention because it directly affects what we do here. So,
yeah,
there's that. Last and kind of least. But
bit of news.
got to give it a little bit of mention, man. This is the easiest application you'll ever remember. IPFS-CRDT-shared-editing. It's a super decentralized, real-time, collaborative, documents conflict-free. Oh, so it's single source, free range. Mm-hmm. Also, organic editing in the browser using JS, IPFS, and CRDTs. It's shared editing right now, but it's kind of neat. It's something similar to Google Docs. Not really, but...
if Google Docs only let you edit text files, yes.
Well, it's kind of... What are your prereqs on this? Node.js version 6 or greater installed, so you're going to be pretty good there. Here's the thing, man. It does all of this without a coordinating server, though.
Yes. That is the big advantage over Google Docs.
Well, that's kind of like the...
But that's it.
Neat factor is, basically what you have right now is a text box that two people can type in. Mm-hmm. There's terminal programs that'll let you do that.
It's not even Get because Get is way too advanced. This is Notepad. Notepad.exe in a browser with multiple people writing text at once. That's what it does. That's it.
Can you see a use? Listen, some people are violently... This could be the start, man. I mean,
against Google.
This time next year, we could be talking about how far this project's come and it's making progress, because a good open source online collaborative office suite, just not seeing that right now. Not something, and it's not like Google Docs is terribly advanced. It's just not, but it works, and I think that's definitely one of the important bits about that.
Oh yeah, and it is, I guess at the end of the day, it's a good thing to give Google some bit of competition, even if it is just a teeny tiny little bit, teeny tiny. And hopefully this will become a bigger thing and actually give the full Google Docs suite a run for its money. It's just not there yet. Again.
Let me tell you about the people who we try to give a run. We try to run for their money every single week.
Oh, yes.
And they're the ones helping us out over at linuxgamecast.com/support, or just click that support button, because you were the awesome people funding this nightmare train, keeping us honest, mostly. Several ways to do it. Amazon affiliate links. I want to thank each and every one of you who are clicking through those and buying stuff. Holiday season coming up. Put that in your face organ. We got a little bit of a wish list. It's going crazy. Click on that. Become our heroes. Enable cheat mode. That stuff we're going to be buying. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But if you watch Saturday's show, you listen to me rocking in a corner silently going, yeah, I got around to a lot of it. Newegg affiliate links. If you're not into all that business, one time on the barrel, PayPal. It's brilliant. Friction free. But we have 103, Pedro, 103 beautiful party patrons supporting us and getting some pretty cool rewards back in turn, and up to and including access to our Discord channel where we hang out secretly the other 6 days of the week.
Oh yes, and you do have a bit of a reminder to give people this week about that.
You. I was going to give you something to read, but fine. Wait. No. Ad break. You don't have a problem reading the other stuff I wrote during the show.
I just took some things, and I was going to let you interject at any point if you wanted to call me plagiarism. I'm okay with that.
All right. Just having fun. Hey, put that link in IRC in Discord right now. It'll relay over. Yes. We are trying to not warn everyone, just like let you know. Make sure you have your Discord linked with PayPal's. It takes genuinely 7 seconds. I timed it because I have a couple of Discords that from different Patreons that I back. And you'll get put in the correct reward tiers, because we're flipping that switch after 4 months or 5 months of not doing it. We're finally getting around to doing that. So you want to make sure you have all access to all the right spots. And that'd be cool. But we got to thank our latest patrons, because that's one thing. If you become a new patron, increase your pledge. say a disparaging remark about our mothers, however you want to do it. We're going to mention your name on the show, starting out with Ishan. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Do you think I got that right?
Yeah.
Ishan?
Yeah, that's fine. It's either Yishan or Yishan.
Yishan? Okay. Hey, man.
I don't know.
That's a cool name. Langston is a MLA.
Langston.
MLA?
I'm guessing M. Langston.
M. Langston? I don't know, man. It could be. Hey, it could be Langston, because that'd be cool, because, everyone who ever has to read your name out loud is going to stop for a second. Like, what? It's like when you have somebody whose name is like Elizabeth. And it's like, you're not supposed to say it that way.
It's just a bunch of X's and Z's and N's.
Put a number 3 in there, maybe a 7.
Yep.
Have fun with that. Thank both of you. Go get your cool stuff. You now both have access to that extra hour of content we do every week just for patrons. And that's our pre-super shows, and that's our production meeting we hold every week before the big show Saturday. Now, what I've been holding in my hand, Pedro?
I don't know, but it rattles.
Yeah. It's just happy to see you, man. This took a while because I got it, and Father went and picked it up. Linux Nero, longtime listener of the show, he's here live right now. He picked us up a tablet stand for the desk.
Ooh.
So he's going to go on the Find Upstanding Cannibal wall. Frank is not here, but you will be able to see him Saturday, where you will be immortalized yet again. Thank you, sir. That is cool.
Thank you very much to Space Tanzania, Linux Neuro, putting it on a map, as it were.
Okay. I think that is that. And
for the news, and we got some pie.
Let's
the
see.
Slice of pie this week is
strawberry
pie.
Is that really a pie? I don't know, man. It looks like something fell on a wood chipper.
It looks like strawberry pie. Maybe it's meat. I don't know. Well, they're both delicious, is what I'm getting at.
Okay, let's talk about making pip install fast pie wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of interesting. I mean, if you've had to ever install anything on a Pi, the one thing you don't want to do is compile anything on a Pi. That is definitely a thing in fallback. And talking about pip install. Now, what this guy did is he created a Python. Well, you got Python wheels, but he made Pi wheels, which is pretty cool. He went back and did currently providing over 670,000 wheels for more than 96,000 packages. And this was all done without cross-compiling. I was like, what?
Yep.
And I was like, how long did that take? Well, he spun up like 20 instances, and it took about 2 weeks to get everything done. But, hey man, go check out the notes for this, because I could see this, because you never want to have to sit and wait on that. No. Even a Pi 3 is going to kind of cause you some pain, Pedro.
Yeah, and the advantage of this, because he actually compiled everything on the Pi, instead of just compiling for, say, ARM v7, which is the Pi 3 architecture, everything is compatible with ARM v6, which means you can run it on the Pi 2, you can run it on the first generation Pi, you can run it on the Pi 0. So everything that Python pip includes for the Raspberry Pi, you can install it, and I don't know if he's got everything, but he's got most of the packages in there without you having to sit and wait for all the compiles.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a difference. A good example right there, taking like 20 minutes on a Pi 3, 2.5 hours on a Pi 1, or a few seconds if you use Pi wheel.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, everything's already built, so all you do is you install it, which is awesome because, hey, it's a Pi. You don't want to spend a lot of time compiling stuff because chances are, if you're using a Pi, you're doing a project with it. So you don't want to waste a lot of time before that inspiration goes away, before your muse runs off into the distance. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Check out the big brains on that one, man. I really did it. But if you ever had to compile a lot of stuff on a Pi, you'd probably want to build a Beowulf cluster, and that's kind of what they did.
Oh, yeah.
Lionel, 750 node Raspberry Pi development clusters. because some people just want to watch the pie burn.
So 150 Raspberry Pi boards, counting up to a total of 3,000 cores.
Hey man,
Yeah.
listen. It's pretty efficient. 1,000-watt idle, 3,000.
I mean, for 150 Raspberry Pis, 1,000 watts doesn't look like a whole lot.
No man, that thing's gonna get warm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did they? Okay, what are these things going to be? The modules fall in between $18,000 and $20,000 each. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So they must
For
have
the
some.
cluster modules specifically.
Okay, they got a little extra secret glue in here, tying these things together. I'm guessing.
Yeah, they have to, and I guess this just speaks to the Raspberry Pi at, well, this one is not cheap, but as you can see, they made them pretty bare bones. So if you can afford to create your own cluster modules, chances are you can grab all your Raspberry Pis that you have lying around the place and just build your own. Probably not spend $18,000 on a cluster module, but yeah.
Quite possibly, man. I'm definitely down with that. I know somebody out there. I look at that and I absolutely do say, it's like, what's the use case? Like, don't care, still cool. But I do know there's the equal and opposite reaction of like, that's exactly what we've been looking for. So, have fun. I guarantee you that we've gotten a lot of stuff wrong this week, and we completely have no idea what we're talking about, which begs the question, why are you still listening? But if you would like to tell someone on the internet that they are, in fact, wrong, how do they go about doing that?
Well, there are several ways you can go about doing that. The usual ones just go to the YouTube comments and scream in our direction. Or, if you decide to do it the proper way, go to linuxgamecast.com, hit the contact button, it's on the nav bar at the top. Then you get a form. Make sure to pick LWDW on the little drop-downy thing. It's easy enough. Fill out your name, your email, give us a subject, give us your message, and prove you're smarter than Venn's CAPTCHA there. And away we go. We will be very happy to feature your message right here. Or if we don't, because it's just a short thing, and you'll be better off served if we reply straight away, chances are we'll just do that. But hey, if you do make it a point and write something interesting like our man did, he actually posed a very pertinent question. One which you have been dealing with over the past couple of days, Venn.
Dealing
Any reasons
with?
not to upgrade my
I'm
kernel?
insulted.
So he's running 4.12 right now, but don't want to make my system unstable. Is there a way to test compatibility?
Yeah, you install the kernel and see if it boots.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, unless you're doing production on that box, man. It's either going to boot or it's not.
Or it might boot, and then you won't get... You'll be able to get into the desktop manager, but not into desktop environment proper, because the drivers will just go, I don't want to deal with that. But chances are you'll be running AMD's drivers at that point, and that's your fault.
It is. Listen, I mean, unless you're running some Moon Linux, you're going to be able to have an option for multiple kernels. So it's probably also a good idea to go clean those out eventually. Every now and then. I have like 412, 413, 414 on this box. And there's always a fallback. And you don't know. I mean, you always find the little gotchas, especially when you start tacking on extra modules and stuff that you build that are not part of the kernel itself. But usually, I mean, you're not going to break your box and you know what? It will kill your box and your children. Don't do it. So you can't blame me. Never do it. Go back to a 2x kernel, 2.4. Good times. Or you just wait for your distro. I mean, if you're on an LTS, you're going to be waiting forever, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. If you're on Debian, you've just given up. You've forgotten what kernel versioning is. I say that because I'm kidding.
If you're on Fedora, you're already getting the stable-ish kernels that they have. So that should be fast enough. If you're running Arch, again, that's your fault.
Is it fair to say, unless I think because we both have Ryzen's right now.
Yep.
And we can legitimately say, well, there's technically a thing in the new kernel that I need to try out. Because you still got that bug. You got the new hardware and you want to try it. But I think a good rule of thumb is really boils down to, unless there's something broken, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Well, that's exactly what I'm about to say, is unless something broke on the box or there's a feature that you currently can't access, or if it's a security thing, your distro is going to push it out. That's a good.
Yeah.
But yeah, or just go have fun, man. I mean, you're going to learn. You'll learn more fixing things that you have cocked up on your own box in Linux.
Oh yeah.
Then
that's how you learn.
Yes, it is 100% a thing. So apparently, unbeknownst to me, we had an unintentional laugh track last week.
Apparently it was me. So somewhere between 30 and 3:30, I'm pretty sure this is my coworker, but whatever. Please tell Pedro to take the hyenas back to the Tower of London where he got him. He can pick up some cheap tickets for the washing of lions while he's there.
Hey, Pedro, he wasn't talking about you laughing.
Yeah, no, but it was on my end. And if you caught that last week, that was Dory. She, when she gets home, she likes to unwind, and her way to unwind is to watch comedy shows on YouTube. And she laughs. And, Nathan, I'll see you tomorrow at work. Yeah.
Does not play well with others, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just starting to figure that out. Anyway, it's been fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week. Real quick, we do want to mention, if you're going to be around next Tuesday, say 4:30 Eastern time in the Americas, if you want to factor out, and you happen to own that copy of Half-Life 2 that basically everyone owns a copy, and you download Synergy, we genuinely need your help to get... We're trying...
Oh, yeah, no, we suck.
We're trying to beat Half-Life 2 on hard mode and cope, and we've run into a bit of a wall, so we're going to need some help. We hope a lot of you show up. It doesn't cost anything. Just make sure you have one of us added on Steam. I'm just Linux Gamecast. That's probably the easiest to remember, and you can just right-click and join in. That'll be brilliant. But outside of that, if you want to talk to me, I'm just at Vinstone on Twitter. Just do a search for Vinstone. I'm there being mildly curmudgeon-y, but that's just kind of my thing. Get off my lawn.
And you can find me on Twitter as well at unaccounted4, that's F-O-U-R, or plus Potatoes on Google+. Google Plus is probably where you want to go. That's where I share most of the things. Every now and again, I'll see something on Twitter that I'll retweet or add a little bit of snark or some actual praise, because the Game Awards are coming, and if you saw the list, you saw there weren't a whole lot of Linux games there, so gave every single one of the very few Linux games that were there a little bit of a mention on Twitter.
It's gonna be fun. Come see us Thursday. Just check our schedule. Thursday and Big Show Saturday. Yep. That is starting a build. We're gonna be playing some Hand of Fate 2 and running it through our QA process. So that should be interesting. Now,
indeed,
should have been time for some credits, but you know what?
That's all right. They're going. You can see them. That's all that matters.
That's all in post. I'm going to let Pedro do this one.
Do what one?
No, I'm going to let you edit this one. You could just download the mezzanine files. It should be ready. Like, this is going to be our Christmas special.
Oh, yeah. So you want to get people to not watch the show? Is that it?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
Yeah, if I had a little bit more time, I would actually take you up on that, but no.
The thought of doing work. Oh.
Yeah, no, you see, I spend 11 hours out of the house every day nowadays. So, yeah.
He only has one job. It's adorable.
Yes. Just the one is enough.
All right, that should be enough time. Stop. And stop.
Idle threats. What's an idle threat? What did I say? I don't remember making a threat.
No one's ever accused me of making an idle threat. It's like, was that an idle threat? No, I believe you misunderstood me. That was a threat. Let's be clear.
Nothing was idle about that. It was an active threat.
Document.
Threatened to do work. I do work. I do work every day. And it, actually, surprisingly, I don't hate it. Even though it's mostly dealing with Windows crap, I don't hate it because I'm just one of those people that likes sorting out issues. Even if they are other people's issues, and yeah, I will admit, the people that don't know how to computer, those get a little bit annoying, but there's only a few of those that genuinely just don't computer ever. See, Steve-O, that makes way too much sense. I've been in a successful relationship for over 7 years. So, so that makes way too much sense.
I'll just cares.
Oh yeah, the Dirt Rally Carcade.
I would spend more time with Steamos if Valve would.
Mm-hmm. Valve actually gave a damn. SteamOS could be awesome, but they don't.
It's like, you should try that. It would be a detriment to my system's performance.
Yeah. If you build a low-end gaming box for the specific purpose of being a Steam box, like I did, yes, that is the one use case that I could possibly see, because
no, that's a perfect use case because you don't have to do hide your kids. The language filter's about to fly off, so you got 3, 2, 1. All right, parents out of the room. Good. Because you just don't want to fuck with it. You stick drive in. All right, make me a Steam box. You know, it's like sudo make me a sandwich.
Yep.
You done. All right, plug some controllers in. Go for it.
That's literally it. You just plug in your Steam controller. It'll go, oh, there's a Steam controller. Oh, it's this one. Neat. Done. Shadow Tactics at full price. Why are you buying it at full price? The winter sale is coming.
What's a shadow tactic? It sounds dirty.
It's the Samurai Commandos Squadron Tactics real-time strategy thing.
What?
Yeah, it's the one they basically kept comparing it to Commandos. If you played Commandos back in the day.
Hey man, I almost have like 2 hours in Hand of Fate 2 and I'm just starting to hate it, so that's pretty fucking high praise coming from me.
I still have to get any decent amount of time in it, probably tonight after dinner, if I can, because yesterday I had no time.
This argument falls apart when you realize that Jordan's in fucking Finland.
Yeah, but I made the mistake of checking my work email.
Dude, I'm just giving you a hard time. Jesus.
Yes, and I'm justifying myself because I feel the need to, because I'm a very insecure person. You should know this by now.
I'm trying to help you out, man. This is like therapy.
Unless my ego is getting boosted for some reason, I am a very insecure person. Okay?
Oh, man. Hear me, Amazon. Get all my shit here.
Yeah, you too, Amazon UK. You got a couple of things coming my way. Come on.
I need my care package that I ordered, mainly because I have to pull out a lot of cables and put them in different noodle holes for Saturday than I'm doing Wednesday. And I have to I got to do it again on Thursday. I'm doing this, man. It's old school, man. I feel like a telephone operator.
See you later, Arthur.
Dying of fire.
Oh, Sky.
So have you seen Aldi's carrot commercial? Isn't that a bit much?
Which one?
Christmas commercial for Aldi's.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that one yet.
They have like, it's a little series they got going on. The carrot peed himself. That's all I'll say, man. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
Thanks, Katana. I had to read that like 3 times. It's like, bought with a link, bought a link. What?
Yeah, no, I have that, I have the affiliate link bookmarked, so whenever I start typing Amazon, it just gives me the full thing.
Like all the things, man. We have a lot of people who buy through our Amazon affiliate links, and that's awesome because it's so easy to do. And I feel bad sometimes because I do that. And I'm like, fuck, I forgot to. It does get irritating for me sometimes when I'm trying to order stuff. And I'm like, no, I can't order through my own link lockout. Then I sometimes just order shit directly off our wish list from my other account. I'm like, fuck it. I'm tired of fighting with you, Amazon. Because it won't get it through its skull that it's not a gift. And it's like, give it to me, send it to my house and not my rental. So I don't have to deal with the extra step. And sometimes Amazon wins. I'm just like, I just tap out. Like, all right, you ship it there. I'll get it a day later. Not a big deal. There it is.
No,
Steve-O has it.
Yeah. All I do with Amazon is I check the express delivery and the next day delivery. It's like, no, don't feel like paying an extra £5 for that. Free delivery. I'll wait. That's fine.
No, I would gift wrap it. I'm kind of safe to go on Amazon right now because I am not spending any money for a while. That's the truth. Hopefully I'm not. Shut up, Fate. Not intentionally.
Most significant chunk of cash I see myself spending on Amazon is if there are some good deals for Black Friday, maybe get a Chromebook. Maybe.
See, I bought microphone preamps and stuff that goes on the floor that you never see. I cut a check. What was it? Like $280 I spent Monday.
Yeah.
And we just got to do it. I mean, there's no way around it. It'll all balance itself back out eventually.
Eventually being the keyword there.
I just think of it as a donation to our company.
It's like, yeah, we're going to be doing this for the foreseeable future. Might as well.
We gotta get it done, man.
Mm-hmm.
It took us like 5 months to scrape the money together for the mixer, so.
Oh, yeah, we do, Truggleswick. Yeah, we do. In fact, what was it?
Oh, hell yeah.
There was... I don't think it was Aldi's, but it was one of the, like, big retailers. They have the Black Friday sale going on right now. It's all shit. Those sales are shit. Dave was going on at work. Oh, it's got the pre-Black Friday sale going on right now. So we were going through it. It's like, those are not very good prices, and it's mostly smartwatches. No.
I was perusing Amazon
I have a
earlier
wristwatch right here.
today. I may have been looking for ugly Christmas sweaters for the show.
Oh, I'm totally getting one of those.
Not lying to anybody. We're talking like not really sweaters, but things that, gag that look like sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
The search term was ugly Christmas sweaters. We're talking like £6 to £8. And so might be picking one of those up.
Yeah.
Cyber Monday. Yeah, one with a penguin. There's some bizarre
I will
shit.
find the cringiest one I can afford or can bring myself to afford, and I will buy it.
I have to be
Probably
a
buy
little
one
bit
for no
more
reason.
judicious because there's going to be that thing in me is like, you're at least wearing this out in public once.
See, I'm going to have to work Christmas Eve, so, oh yeah, I'm going to wear it.
See, I was going to offer to buy you one, but you just messed that up. Of course, leaving me my own devices on that is not something you'd probably want to wear on stream anyway. Let's just be honest.
And so you have a 2-character password Linux nerd. It'll take, 3 seconds to break that?
No, man, I use an uppercase.
An uppercase and a kanji glyph.
It's all Greek commas.
There's some Cyrillic, some kanji, and some, let's see. Maybe one of those compound UTF-8 Portuguese, French, Spanish, Italian characters.
I mean,
Yep. So you'd have to switch input methods in between, just whatever you wanted to put in your password. Yeah, that's safe. You're gonna get locked out of a lot of things, but that's safe. UTF 512. Oh, don't worry. Give Microsoft enough time. That's fine. Venn's tablet's going off. Yes, that's what that siren is. Let's see. No, I have a 108 keyboard, because, 65, 535 keyboards. You would need a bigger table than what I have right now to hold one of those.
I think the next thing, maybe for Christmas, I'll pick myself up that 1440p widescreen.
3440 by 1440. Yeah. If I didn't want the G-Sync one, I probably could afford a 21.9 screen, but I want the G-Sync one.
Oh, I don't want it at all. Not a fiber of my being, man.
I want that G-Sync monitor, so then I can plug in this 750 Ti. Let go. There we go. Plug this one in, run these two monitors off of this 750 Ti, and just have the 1080 drive the G-Sync display.
It's like I put the 1070 Ti. It's like, oh yeah, 4K gaming. I was like, no, I want access to the video encoding hardware on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I have the most bizarre reason. It's like we can record at a higher bit rate. All right, Drugs.
Yeah, if you don't want to spend stupid amount of money on the Titan XP or the 1080 Ti, the 1070 Ti is the one to go to.
But that monitor and the short bus 1070 Duke are like roughly the same price, and the monitor makes more sense for the show because that'll give me more input sources.
All the real estate.
Not all the real estate, but it would definitely give us more real estate to do more stuff, and it would also eliminate like the 2 thrift store monitors that are of questionable reliability and quality.
See ya, Trugs.
Oh, Steve-O, man, that USB-C hub, that thing's awesome. I'm digging it, and it has built-in weaponry, which you don't know about. If you plug it into a MacBook, it'll nuke its Wi-Fi. Not like damage it in any way, you'll just kill it. I consider that a feature.
It was a MacBook Pro a few years back. Then the moment you turned that on, it just saturated whatever router it was connecting to. It's like, I don't remember exactly why it did it. It's just that the moment someone turned one of those on, people would just drop from the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I looked around. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't. that wish list is like, oh, well, we hope we get stuff. It's like, no, this is shit I'm buying. So yeah, I have researched. That one, I haven't had any problems. It's crashed, I think, like twice, but that's only when I'm experimenting. So, and that it's USB-C. And people's like, everything's working fine on Linux. It's like, not all the time.
I still haven't tested the one USB Type-C port at the back of this motherboard. It also has 2 3.1 Type A's, which still haven't seen any use.
Why don't you enable your audio in Jitsi since I got you on the line right now? And let's see if you still have auto gain there, because you didn't last time we tested it, correct?
Nope. Yep. Let's open Pavu and let's see. Hang up on Discord?
Well, you could just mute Discord.
One of these. I don't know which one. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's auto gaining. It's auto gaining.
Pedro's
It's
stereo.
auto gaining real bad. Stop it!
There, I can mute. I just kill one channel.
No.
No?
I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know.
Well, you should be able to hear me.
I'm going back to Discord.
All right, fine. Be that way.
Nope. It was auto getting there too. What the hell happened?
Okay, you see, the reason we did that test is so I can say, you got a problem. You need to fix it.
The script, I even reboarded. I'm gonna have to go digging around for that.
Why don't you try launching it in Firefox and see what happens?
Yeah, I can try that right quick. See, where's Firefox? See, Firefox.
Welcome back to Testing and Production Cast.
And we're already done with the production, so
Yep, we're just saving time for Saturday here.
it's a little bit of pre-game. Okay, killing Jitsi on Chrome. There it goes. And meet.jet.si. There. Okay. Allow everything there. Whenever it feels like it.
Maybe. Well, an attempt was made.
I can hear you. There we go. Okay. I can hear myself.
Yeah, you can hear yourself. I couldn't tell. I mean, you're not even moving on this end. Let me give it a refresh.
Okay. Wow, it's sending up all the bandwidth. Like literally all the bandwidth.
All right.
It's not auto-gating.
Well, you don't have enough bandwidth to send video, so it's not a very viable solution.
Yeah. Let me reboard on my end. Let's see.
Okay, we're got a freeze frame.
A freeze frame, just the one.
Just the one.
God damn it. Yeah, no, the bandwidth is much better on Firefox, but apparently not enough for video, even though it's using more.
Okay, so now what we do is we try Ring in Firefox.
Ring or wire?
Or Wire.
Yeah. Okay. Wire.
You can go back to
There we go. I am back on Discord.
let's see.
Self up. There we go. I am back at the 95%.
I'm going to call you on Wire if you want to get into Firefox. And
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Let's see. Allow wire. And now we log in.
hacking the system.
There we go. Okay.
Are you in?
Yes, I'm in. I'm going to disconnect from Discord. Hello.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Hello. Yes. Indeed I can. Can you hear me?
Maybe, maybe not. I'll let it be a mystery.
Okay. No, that actually sounds slightly better than Discord.
It does. Well, it should. It's from the creators of Skeep.
Yep. Okay. It's not auto gaining.
Bonus soda. And
Okay. People with headphones.
Well, I mean, your
Just take them out
internet's
right now.
breaking up like it normally does, but
Yeah. I just wanted to top out the volume meter, and it's not auto gaining. That's something.
and it also didn't show up with that stupid video box.
Huh. So, no auto gaining through Firefox. Good on you, Mozilla. Good on you.
Well, I mean, they were clever enough. If you're brave enough,
Yeah.
you can dive into it, and it's not called AGC. It's not called AGC, but you can disable it. I have instructions that I've never got around to publishing because I'm an asshole. I went on that journey and found that string to kill it. So it doesn't matter whether or not it respects it.
Okay, I mean, push comes to shove, using this for audio and something else for video.
Your video looks better on this than it did on Jitsi.
Okay. I think it's also lower resolution here.
It is. I mean, what's going on in Firefox is it's trying to kick into HD.
Yeah, failing miserably.
Right. And then we won't have to...
This is a thing that could work.
This could work if your bandwidth would stabilize. There's no telling. It's not a real good time to test your bandwidth right now. Do you get everything closed that needs to be closed?
Yep. I have Discord running. That's it. It could be better on Saturday because it's in the middle of the night. There's less people using.
Well, your bandwidth's always been garbage on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Yeah, no, just your audio sounds much better through wire. I can see a little bit of flickering on my camera. That's probably just the frequency not adjusting properly. Can actually probably change that. There we go. There, it's gone now. Yeah. If the sound quality held up, it would actually be awesome.
The only downside is if it nopes, we also lose your audio. But let's make it more complicated. If you stayed in Discord, just muted.
Okay.
Just in case.
And just unmute myself if something happens.
Right, if like that crashes, everything goes haywire, we can at least get the audio, because let's face it, that's what 99.9% of the people are going to be listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Or viewing, or consuming, I should say.
Okay, I'm in Discord muted. It's not auto gaining. Okay. All right. I keep. We would have to get the audio levels between Discord and Wire just right.
Not really.
Well, yeah, you could probably sort it on your end.
And do it on the fly.
Yeah. Huh.
I mean, listen, worst case scenario, I got enough channels now Or I could have your own dedicated Discord audio channel and your own physical wire channel. Just keep one muted. If your bandwidth clears up just a little bit, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. We can always run it on the pre-show on Saturday and see if it holds up.
Yeah. How many more months are you going to be living there?
The contract ends at the end of December, so if it renews, probably another 6 months, because we still haven't found another place that the price is within range. That's the big thing. And from there, could probably leave. Just a matter of talking to the landlord. But if fine folks at Zen or even Sky decide to actually enable fiber here, then it would be fine.
Yeah, but you can't really move into a place that doesn't have the shit and be like, come on, man, I'm here now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Might have to fly over there and smack you around a little bit to get you to at least get a service provider that offers something better than what you have.
I'm going to... Zen said that it should be around the winter. Winter would bring fiber to this area, so... Come next month, I'm gonna poke them and like, yo, this postcode, do you have fiber now?
And they're like, yeah, we're starting to deploy it. It should be ready in almost 2 years.
That's the thing. It's already deployed. I walk by the frickin' cabinet every day.
Either that or I'm going to figure out what an LTE, how much data you use, and you're going to use that.
It's around 1 gig. Before I even had this crappy Skype connection, Sky connection. It's around like 900 megs of upload alone. For the full show.
Let's see. I've sent like 5.7 gigs, so...
Yeah, I was being very conservative back then, so... Killing the video in between segments and only have it on during the segments. That's how I got that 900 meg-ish figure.
Worst case scenario, we just get empty to make a Pedro sock puppet and we'll just take your audio direct.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want a Pedro sock puppet? I mean, really.
The foul-mouthed sock puppet?
That'd be great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Pedro's frozen. So, I think we are going to dance out of here. I got to go make a podcast out of this for your listening enjoyment. It's been fun. It's been real. Be doing something Thursday. Not exactly sure what. Just keep an eye on that schedule. And you'll know when we do. All right. Love you. Down to fire.